This is Kid at Heart Steve Starobinsky reporting from Detroit, Michigan. There's a toy story to be told, and we're here to tell it.
I'm Kid at Heart Steve Starobinsky, and I just may have the greatest job in the world. This episode brings us to Motor City, Detroit, Michigan. To tell a story that isn't about cars or assembly lines, but rather a renaissance through the lens of play.
Like, they're telling me I have to eat this corn dog with fork and knife. I'm not doing that shit.
We're at American Plastic Toys, a company that's been manufacturing in Walled Lake, Michigan for over 60 years. As you might expect, majority of toys are made in China because small plastic items produced in mass quantities are cheaper overseas. However, in this category of larger plastic bulk items, the added cost of transportation can be beaten by a factory that is efficient, consistent, and has the right people and company culture.
1962 is when our company was founded. The two gentlemen who founded it saw an opportunity. And 1962, coincidentally, is the first year that Sam Walton opened the first Walmart store. Dayton Hudson, I think, opened the first Target store, and Kresge opened the first Kmart store.
Oh, big year.
And that's pretty much when we started. So they saw an opportunity with the big box explosion, if you will, in the US. I mean, obviously, Kresge and Sears were huge customers for the company initially, and the founders had relationships there. So they decided to start injection using plastic, which was kind of cutting edge at that time. The original product line was just a little vehicle assortment for $19.29 and 39 cents. As the years went by, they went from vehicles to doll accessories to shopping carts to, role-playing items like kitchens and activity desks and things like that. Pretty much now, we sell virtually every North American retailer. We have a pretty robust, a pretty good export business. We have about 300 employees in total and just less than 1 million square feet throughout the United States. As far as what you can do in a toy injection molding, we probably have something that'll do it. My history at the company, after I graduated from Michigan State, I'd actually interned with American Plastic Toys. Honestly, my first day, I didn't know if I was going to be loading trucks, snapping toys together, or doing something, in the sales department. But I've been here since 1984, so what's really been rewarding is taking on various roles within the company. Sales manager, running the sales department, executive vice president, working with the people, being in a great industry, and then what's been really a joy has been my involvement with the Toy Association. I've served on the executive committee. I've been chairman of the board of directors for the Toy Association. I'm still an advisor. And currently I serve as chairman of the board of trustees for the foundation. So what this industry does for people, it's pretty amazing. So it's a great group of people. From diverse marketing, we've had a Hardin selling our toys for just basically 30 years. So you're multi-generational. Our Midwest reps, third generation now is working with them. Second generation out east, so nice long-term relationships and great people. And it's fun. I mean, you're making toys.
What advice do you have for the kid in the Kid at Heart, the young professional?
I think a lot of people don't take the toy industry seriously.
Yeah.
And don't realize that it provides wonderful opportunities. Definitely quantitative opportunities that may not be as sexy as automotive is here in Detroit, but the qualitative opportunities are phenomenal. You get to improve kids' lives through play.
We found the term Kid at Heart has a universal understanding, but a different definition depending on who you ask. Would you mind telling us what Kid at Heart means to you?
Even though it's a business, and even though some days are better than others and some business decisions have to be made, I think Kid at Heart for me is the fact that I feel like a kid at heart when I see something that goes from the two-dimensional drawing that we saw before, that turns into a sample, that starts coming down the line, and then I see the 3 or 4 people on the line whose job is there because we came up with this great idea. And then I see the person loading the truck, and then I see the truck driver going away. And then when you see it from start to finish, I tell you, I feel like a kid at heart. I feel this kind of, fun joy. It brings a smile to my face to think that my product is providing a job for those people. That makes me feel good, kind of makes me feel giddy. And then you see all the different jobs that it's supporting, but then ultimately it ends up that somebody can afford an accessory for a fashion doll or a role-playing item. that to me kind of brings me to the kid at heart. And of course, we have to play with the toys from time to time. So.
First and foremost, we're in front of one hell of an art piece by Kaz. In the lobby of one of the most beautiful buildings here in downtown Detroit, where a new billion-dollar company is headquartered, StockX. It's an online marketplace that shows the value of streetwear, hype-beast culture, toys, collectibles, sneakers, amazing clothes, and has created a system, a value, it's created an index for a culture, for a generation of people that are interested in unique products and brands. The price points are also pretty fascinating, as a pair of sneakers can cost thousands of dollars, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars, because they're very finite. Only a few pairs exist and the value rises. It's a new kind of collectible, and the general consumer is spending money in this field. Something to be aware of. Behind us is the flagship store for Carhartt, a brand that's over 100 years old and built here in Detroit. What's cool about Carhartt is that it simultaneously has kept its heritage as a brand for welders and mechanics and fishermen and hunters, while simultaneously living in London and Tokyo and in New York City as a high fashion brand. How does something happen like that, where you can maintain, where you can leverage your American-built heritage and become something bigger than you originally set out to be, while still not losing yourself?
My name is Aric Klar, and welcome to Kid at Heart.
Eastern Market is the largest historic public market district in the US. It's full of delicious treats, artisan products, beautiful graffiti, and even an emerging fashion scene. It comes as no surprise that on the weekends, it feels like the heartbeat of the city. But it's deeper than that. For the longest time, it was the only place to get fresh fruits and vegetables, and people raced to get them, otherwise they wouldn't have any for the entire week.
It's been around since what? Maybe the...
That's this would be my choice. It's gonna be 50s, no?
50s?
This would be my
The
go-to.
original Spirograph was
Ninja color forms.
I like colorful.
Aric Klar is a second-generation merchant, and my friend. He's following in his father's retail footsteps, as his dad owned and successfully sold a pharmacy chain with over 80 locations across Michigan. To keep busy and him out of trouble, his father had him merchandise and ultimately buy for the small toy section of the pharmacy. He combined that experience with his hustler spirit and opened up what is today Toyology, a vibrant, meticulously curated, customer-centric neighborhood toy store chain.
So this is our train goods. My name's Alex. This land I love. It means a lot to me. What I love about this and our stores as well is we're able to test our items here. We see the kids, we interact, we get the feedback from them. And, loving it. Like our new pebbles, magnets, wraparound silicone, and different textures.
This is a line that Toyology, the retailer, wholesales. But you do that only after getting feedback and data, quantifiable data, to prove that these items can work in other places.
Absolutely. In a way, we're kind of cheating, but not really. We're using what we got. So I suppose we wanted that up-to-date, high-end, the fashion trend, kind of like that Kanye West stuff, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we got it right over here. We got the jelly cats. They're so soft, so cute. Look at this guy. Come on. I mean, full, always going.
Alex,
This is a beautiful wall full of the best games in the entire toy business. Great selection, again, beautifully merchandised.
A lot of these games are awesome and fun, but if you're able to explain a game in that 30 seconds pitch and they get it, you're able to play with them real quick too,
Yeah.
you're gonna love it.
We talked about two important things in the game business. It has to have a really good name, right? And the packaging's gotta stand out.
Yeah.
Right? It's specialty, there's a third level. Like, the game's actually gotta be good.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But the first two are universal to all channels of distribution. Like, I mean, I think you guys crush this kind of disruptive, packaging. This game opens like your iPhone. It even makes that sound. It has layers of reveal, a playable and shiftable game board that extends the life cycle of the play. We play the game of space by alternatingly putting magnets down to create magnetic fields to force the other player into the, or yourself. Aric, how long have we been friends now?
It's been about 6 years.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. How long have you been in the toy business?
I grew up in it. My family owns 2 pharmacies, and we're always passionate about curating gifts and cool goods to sell to their consumers, and that's where my passion always lied, and I just continue to follow them.
What does Kid at Heart mean to you?
Kid at heart is never forget about what you're passionate about or where you came from. Yeah. Food, sports, music, culture, people, art. To me, as long as you're continuing with stuff that you've always cared about, remaining that kid with that heart, right? Everybody who I've met in this business or through this culture is the willingness and ableness to work together. And if that's able to happen through people who all have that kid at heart mentality, sky's the limit for guys like this.
The Detroit hustler experience isn't what you think it is. It's the John Gesserts of the world picking up a piece of trash off the factory floor as he gives us a VIP tour of the facility. It's the Aric Klars getting behind the sales counter to wrap a gift as an employee helps another customer. It's the owner of one of the finest Mediterranean restaurants in town being a waiter at his own restaurant, wearing the same uniform and working his own section. It's being proud of the littlest big things and where you came from. It's trap music as the soundtrack of this modern renaissance. And it's leading by example. It's Detroit.
Where are we going? Back to Cadillac Square? Yeah.